of this war are beyond Europe. We here in Pakistan are already feeling the pinch of rising prices of petroleum products. Many developing countries were, because of the COVID situation, and will, because of this new situation, feel the pinch of rising commodity prices. So, this war will hurt many in different ways. Pakistan is advocating dialogue and diplomacy. Pakistan wants to see the talks between Ukraine and Russia conclude towards a positive. There's a positive outcome, and we're concerned about the loss of life. We have welcomed the establishment of the humanitarian corridor. So we are not insensitive to international opinion, and we also want the international, reporters like you to understand that we are recovering ourselves from a long war. We've been in the midst of war for 20 years. We have paid a price in human terms. We have paid a price in economic terms. And we have also seen how people look the other way. We also know how we have been abandoned. So we have to tread carefully.
Thank you. One question from Mr. Adam.
Excellency, this is Madina representing GT. So my question is, just a day before, United Nations General Assembly adopted a landmark resolution condemning Islamophobia. And it was among other states, so I see it was also initiative of Pakistan. Islamophobia has been a very serious issue across the world, particularly in Europe and North America. How you see the adoption of this resolution by United Nations General Assembly, and do you think it will address this issue which is on the rise in Europe? And I will like to seek the comments from our foreign minister. You didn't share details about Austria, whether it is interested in enhancing investment in Pakistan. What is focus, trade, economic ties? Please do share something on that as well. Thank you.
On Islamophobia, there can be no doubt where Austria stands. This is something where we have to be very watchful. Austria is a country which has since the beginning actually always placed its policy very clearly on international law, on fundamental freedoms. And Austria is the first country, first European country that actually adopted in 1912 a law on Islam. And in the Austrian army, what people forget, even before the First World War, we always had a Protestant priest, a Catholic priest, and an imam. So Islam was part. Why? Because Bosnia-Herzegovina was part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. So this was part of our reality. And there are movements, yes, there are situations in Europe, and we have to be very watchful, because on the one side, religion is often abused for political means, which creates on the other side intolerance based again on religious adherence of individual persons. And this is something where the UN Charter is very clear, where the fundamentally all the rules and laws we have are very clear. Nobody should be discriminated because of his race, his political opinion, or his religious adherence. This is for us a red line we will never cross, and that's why I'm happy that at the UN there's a very strong position on that point too.
Let me begin by saying that I'm grateful to the Prime Minister for having acknowledged publicly in a public meeting the effort put in by the Foreign Office in lobbying and building a consensus, not just in the OIC, but in the international community to get that consensus for the for the Islamophobia resolution that was passed by the General Assembly. We're very happy about it. On the interest of Austria for investments, the Foreign Minister just pointed out that he is accompanied by 20 Austrian businessmen, Vice President of the Chamber. Now, if they did not have that interest, why would they be traveling all the way to Pakistan? We have discussed areas where there is a mutual benefit for both sides. And you perhaps didn't pick up, he made a point in his conversation, and he said, in the new situation, there will be new markets. Here is a market. Pakistan is a market of 220 million people. It's a market which can be a hub for re-export into Central Asian republics. Here's a new corridor. There's a new special economic zones being built along the corridor. So Pakistan is the place. He's come to the right place.
So what is the new situation?
The new situation?
Yes.
Maybe
Ukraine, Europe.
maybe Foreign Minister Schellenberg has something to add to that on the business relations.
No, I mean, you're right, and as I pointed out, we are accompanied by a business. So this is a geopolitical trip, and it's a business trip. Geopolitical because I believe we have, as I said at the very beginning, to make sure that we don't lose out of sight other crisis areas because of the war. At the same time, to make sure that you understand that this war is not a European war. This is not by far a European war. Don't get this wrong. This is something which will concern you, and you said it very correctly so. And it's a business trip. And yes, Austrian companies have been always good in the past to find out new opportunities, to find new markets. And the thing is to find out whether the circumstances are those in place which could attract foreign direct investments. But I believe and I hope that this is the beginning, that this trip marks the beginning of a new era of Austrian-Pakistani relations, not only politically, but also economically.
Thank you, sir. I'm afraid in the interest of time, we'll have to conclude here. Thank you so much.
वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी और ऑस्ट्रिया के वज़ीर ख़ारजा मुश्तरक